right now, it's time for the latest My Players who hit 98 overall.
The 2K Sports pregame show.
Good evening, sports fans.
This is 2K Sports broadcasting from Brooklyn, New York, as the Nets take it to the hardwood here at the Barclays Center. Kevin Harlan here with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg, and our sideline reporter is David Aldridge. Well, for the Oklahoma City Thunder, they won their last contest, that game against the Magic in Orlando.
And typically on the road, it's harder to get into a great rhythm offensively, but they did just that.
Yeah, and from the start, Greg, you could tell they were ready to go. Loved how fearless they were, confident, aggressive, attack mode. They don't care where the games are played. They're ready to get it done.
So here's Oklahoma City's starting group. Inside pairing is Grant and Adams. Westbrook and Ferguson, their backcourt, and it's George in at the 3 slot. Here's Ferguson. Count the basket. Ferguson's got the first points up on the board here for the Thunder. And at this point of the season, Clark, we can see which teams have the better depth, the better bench. If you would talk about the importance of having a strong bench over the long haul.
For contending teams, I think it's a difference maker because it allows you to work through the length of the season in a more measured way, which gives your key players rest. You spread out the minutes over more players, so that tends to lend itself to freshness as you get ready for the playoffs. I don't know if you can overstate the value of a quality bench when you're a team that's expected to make a deep run in the playoffs.
So it's Brooklyn now, following the score by Oklahoma City. And there's the pass to Harris. 6 to shoot. On the wing. Misses off the right iron. First quarter of play with about a minute and a half gone. No good from Grant.
Well, he mistimed it just a skosh. Don't think the defense really had an impact. I think he just flat out missed it.
Now here is Harris. He had an 18-point outing in the last game against San Antonio.
And he likes to get in a rhythm early. Nice triple.
Let's send it over to David Aldridge, who caught up with head coach Kenny Atkinson, DA.
Well, Kevin, they have a specific approach to tonight's game. He told me they have to get the ball into the paint as much as possible and take advantage of what they believe is a big inch for them inside. We'll see if they're right about that tonight. Back to you.
Okay, David, much appreciated. Here's Russell following the score by Oklahoma City.
Bit of an oversized playmaking guard allows Russell to see over and around defenders. Great look there.
Adams outside. Bank shot, no good.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
Here's Westbrook. Score the basket, his second of 2 attempts.
Well executed, and then you love the strong finish.
Fantastic speed on the break. Speed kill, showing no mercy in transition there, partner.
Now here is Harris, and he can be counted on to put some points on the board every night. He's averaging right around 13.5 points a game. And some stats here, guys, the scoring breakdown for the Thunder.
You know what, guys? It looks to me like they're really in sync here, all on the same page. They've already got a bunch of assists.
Yeah, and one thing, Clark, I've noticed is how quick their hands have been tonight. Thanks to that, they've gotten a lot of points off of turnover.
The free throw off from Harris. Well, it's been a long time coming for Nets fans, but starting this offseason, Brooklyn will actually own their own draft pick.
I hope for all Nets fans, they can avoid this situation for a long time.
And Paul George, a terrific two-way player, an all-star, an all-NBA performer, and multiple all-defense selections.
That's good from George. And Paul George has made it a goal to win Defensive Player of the Year.
I mean, he's got tremendous length and quickness, but really his pride at that end of the floor might matter even more. He just takes great pride in being a complete player.
Now, here is Russell. He's coming off a 25-point game against San Antonio.
And his passing also off the charts in that game. In just about every aspect of their offense, he was dialed in.
And he gets contact and the whistle on the shot. 2 shots coming up. And the foul goes against Brooklyn.
And Steven Adams came into this league at 19, already a physical specimen, and has only gotten stronger. Just a bruising presence down low.
Throw good, Adams. And plenty of bumping and elbowing inside as ever. Steven Adams strong enough, though, to come out on top of that battle.
Yeah, not shy at all about contact. Grew up the youngest of 18 children. He had to hit above his weight for over a decade. Now he's got the upper hand. And
Brooklyn making a change here. Napier's checked in. That one misses, so he goes 1 for 2. Out to the right wing. Caruch passes to Allen, and Jeremy Grant picks up the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game.
That's his second foul of the first quarter, and they may want to sit him for a while to avoid number 3.
And the Thunder making a change here. Patterson's checked in. And we're just over 3.5 minutes into the first quarter. In the corner, Napier with it. Lets it go from the wing, and the Nets miss again. Oklahoma City leading by 5. Here's Ferguson. Some solid defense from Harris.
That is some tough defense there against one of the better finishers in our game.
Pass to Napier. Got a piece of it. That's out of bounds. Brooklyn will retain possession.
Taking a look here at the numbers for Allen. A strong stretch of play the last 10 games. 6th in blocks, and he's an elite glass eater, a factor inside among the top 10 in rebounds per game.
And his ability to patrol the lane is a difference maker for that team. Exceptional timing and anticipation. That's why he's a top 10 shot blocker.
In building this lead, they've done a terrific job finishing their defensive sequences with the backboard. That has been key.
Yeah, you're right, Greg. Not one second chance bucket for the opposition. They're boxing out on every shot.
And it's the fearlessness of Westbrook. It's really refreshing to watch. When he's deep inside, he just goes right at you.
Here's Grant. 1:14 left in the first quarter. Now Napier, 5 to shoot. Stolen by Westbrook. Pass to Patterson. He kicks it to Adams, and Adams with the slam.
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case, it looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Yeah, I remember GA as an irritant, and this guy, much like Greg, creating havoc out there.
Now, here's Napier. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against San Antonio.
And you know, Kevin, his creativity really on display that night. I mean, he was threading beautiful passes everywhere.
And giving up some height, he just finds a way to carve out a little separation.
Yeah, you know, he doesn't back down from anybody, Greg. Effective at getting the room he wants, and then gets his shot off in time.
And he is really in a zone right now, playing and scoring with confidence.
Here's Westbrook. Here's Adams, and he drops in the layup off the glass. Adams has got 5 points so far.
Really like how he used his body, got outstanding position on the boards, and then maximized it.
Offense, the order of the day as the first quarter comes to a close. Thunder lead by 5. And the second quarter about to get started. We'll be back in just a moment. The leadership of Russell Westbrook is so important to the team, and Steven Adams talked about what it means to him.
He's doing just an unbelievable job at just controlling the guys, controlling the game, making sure that everyone's feeling in the right mood to play and willing to sacrifice for one another.
You know, so much of leadership is that emotional component, motivating guys to give their all.
And Russ certainly leads by example with his competitive zeal, but he understands also he's got to bring his teammates with him.
And if you're just joining us, we've played through one quarter in this one. What stands out to you from Oklahoma City in this one?
Getting high percentage looks, wearing down that defense on the inside.
Grinding away down low, man, just filing them down. Love the bully ball method. Paying off well.
On the floor for Oklahoma City, getting going here in the second quarter. Patterson is the 4 with Adams in the middle. Ferguson out there with Dennis Schroeder. And it's George in at the small forward. Count it. Schroeder's got the opening basket here in the second quarter for Oklahoma City.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
Hollis Jefferson finds Davis. And stolen by Patterson. The 11-footer. It's hauled in by Harris.
Oh, great effort there. That's how you defend the paint.
Exactly. Can't play it any better than that, Greg.
Napier passes to Hollis Jefferson. It's hauled in by Adams. Adams has got his 8th rebound here tonight.
And you have to love the way Hollis Jefferson plays on the defensive end. So active with his length and can disrupt an offense single-handedly. The team is visibly better on defense with Hollis Jefferson on the floor.
Nets trail by 9. And Dennis Schroeder gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game. In the recent CBA, there have been a lot of provisions put in there for retired players. Health insurance, increase in pensions, Clark, reimbursement for tuition. What do you think of these changes?
Love them, Kevin. Absolutely love them. And again, credit to the league and to the Players Association for thinking outside the box, reaching back to benefit some of the former players that are actually in need of these benefits and deserving of them. Come on now. Those guys paved the way in many ways for what we see of the league now. And most players appreciate and recognize that, and for it to be tangibly recognized and rewarded is great to see. I love it.
And the first timeout called of the game for Brooklyn. They couldn't put the pieces together, losing that last matchup with San Antonio.
I mean, frustrating when missed free throws become contagious. Really the Achilles heel in that one.
Well, if you're going to win, you've got to shoot a good percentage from the stripe, and for them, they have no one to blame but themselves.
Russell, he's checked in for Brooklyn. Jeremy Grant, he's checked in for the Thunder. Alex Abrinas comes in for Terrence Ferguson. Davis kicks to Russell. Back to Davis. The Nets working the ball around now. Releases from 15, and with that, the Thunder lead is cut to just 9 points on the basket from Russell.
Boy, he's so good at creating shots in that mid-range area. D'Angelo, a difficult guy to stay close to.
Here's George. Score the basket, his second of 2 attempts.
Well, this is what he likes to do. Try to break your spirit.
Yeah, I think he's trying to put this one away, quite honestly. I mean, it feels like he can lay it up against any type of defense, and he can.
It's Carroll on the wing, defended by George. Just 5 on the clock. And Dennis Schroeder gets the whistle that time. That's foul number 2 for him.
And, you know, that's a second foul early in this quarter. I think he's got to be much more cautious in how he defends now.
Here's Russell. With an average of around 19.5 points a game, his scoring has been a constant for them.
I love the fact that Paul George expends great energy at both ends of the floor. He's a rangy defender who's extremely disruptive.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agendas.
Yeah, and it's really fun to see that kind of unselfishness.